If you're new, math system for beginners. How to play the Pick 4 hour plus one minus one math system for beginners. If you're new to Pick 4, here the truth. Most people waste a year trying random numbers before they find a level, before they find a real system. I'm cutting that time down to 20 minutes. I'm Corey, and I won Pick 4 using nothing but this plus one minus one math formula. Today I'm breaking from scratch, beginning levels, step by step. Stay with me. Okay, so this is the hour Pick 4 plus one minus one. We don't do this in 20 minutes, man. So you ain't got, you don't have to start getting stuff down real quickly. And it's a one up and one down system, man. You know what I'm saying? If you like this, what I'm finna teach you an hour, please like and subscribe to this video. Also, if you can, make a comment. Okay. Let's get down to the breakup right now because we don't do this in 20 minutes. So I know everybody's starting to calculate. It should be almost about 1 minute now. So we got 19 more minutes to get this down, right? So we're going to start with 5296. And then you probably asking me the reason. I'm trying to break this completely down and how you should actually dissect your number as well. As well as this 5296, right? You also want to turn this around to 2569. This is any state or any place you play at. You should always turn your number around. Reason why is because of one strategy. For then when you go look up the numbers and stuff, this number is from okay, this was March, what's today? March the 13th. Actually, today is March the 13th. I'm sure enough today is March the 13th. Make sure the date is March the 14th. Okay. So the date is March the 14th. So we always go back 1 year ago, right? So this number is March the 14th. So you always go back 2025, about 1 year. 1 year ago with your number, right? So that's what we're doing. We're doing this by yearly. So this number came out March 14th. So the only way you can do is go back to March 14th and find out where this number came from, 52696. Then we put it in simple form. Simple form is 2569. So then when you go look your number up, it's much easier. Or when you see the countdown numbers, it's much easier. So then we put our number into a plus one, what we call minus one. Okay. So we start with 2, 5, right? 6, 9, right? Okay. So that's the form that you actually want to be in. But reality, the number is 5269, right? So this is how you want to have your number when you starting to look for it. When you look for it, it's got to look like that. But when you going to do your numbers, because you want your numbers to be straight, to get it straight, you had to keep it 5269, right? And then the one plus the plus one first. You do the plus one, and then you start with the minus one system, right? To do that, you start with this 5, right? So you go one number up, and that'd be 6, right? Then you keep your rest of your numbers the same, 2, 6, 9. They all be the same, right? Now you go one number down from this 5, right? This is the 1 plus minus one system. So you only taking one number at a time. So this has become 4, okay? 2, 6, 9. The other 3 stay the same, right? And then you go on to your next number, 5, 3, right? The second number, 5, 3, 6, 9. And then you go to the same number again, the second number, that's be this one right here. And you drop it down to 1, 6, 9, right? And then after you finish doing those first two numbers right here, right? Now you go to your third number, right? It's 5, 2, and we say 7, 9. Okay. And then you using this number again to go down one number, right? So it'd be 5, 2, 5, 9, right? So the rest of the three numbers stays in play, right? So now you go on to your last number, that'd be 9. So you got 5, 2, 6, right? And then the 9 going one number up is a 0, right? And then you go 5, 2, 6, the first three numbers, right? And 9, one number down. So that's the one up and one down system, okay? So now you should know that familiar. So how many numbers that give us? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many numbers did I actually give us? Oh, without this is the original number here. So actually that gives us 8 numbers really. So you count this will be your 8 number. Steel, Sanford, Cotton, can you give me a plus math problem? You want a plus math problem. You don't want a lottery problem, huh? You want a plus math problem. We'll give up plus math problems another time. But right now we're trying to learn the plus 1 minus 1 system. So that's a little different. So let's get on finished. Okay. So instead of this number, I should have did. It should start from here. This should give you 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 8. And I don't want to, scratch stuff out to do that. So let's get on to the rest of the material, right? So the rest of the material is we're going to do a search. So the search part is we seen when we did our search part, we noticed the next number that actually came up that day was 25. It was 2568. That was August the 15th. Okay, August 15, 2025. Okay. So then, as well as we know that, we noticed that 0265 came out October the 31st, 2025. We'll try to look up a number or so before we get out of here. February, we also noticed this number 5826. Okay, so we also going to show you for the 52. Well, this is the March number here, 5/2/2025 was this March the 14th, right? This is the original number, right, of 2025, right? So the number that we notice, none of the numbers really, and we just put a mark on them. None of these numbers came out straight yet. So you still proceed to find out that one of these numbers could come out straight for you. Now, this number here, we said 2569. I mean 2569. That's the one we put in form. Let's make sure we circle these because these form numbers that. Okay, now we 2568 that actually came out, right, was here. Okay, so it was one of these numbers here. Was 5286. Let's see, make sure what we got here. 624253 15206. That is interesting. Compared to what we just did. Okay. 5. Let me make sure that I count these numbers upright. Okay. Okay. 5260. Oh, okay. Oh, because this number was in form. It should have been 5296, right? But This number was informed. So by this number being informed, and I put this as 5269, it should have been like this, 5296. It should have been informed like this, 5296. Okay, I just noticed that. Okay, now the number should have been this. It can be the same way, but I just for some reason I just looked at this number and I must have just turned it around too much. Instead, you want to stay with the right form of numbers, right? So let's redo it. Let's redo this again. 6296, right? And then we're going to twist this number again. It's 4296, 5396, and then 5196, and we got 5206, 5286, and we got 5297, and we got 5295. Okay, this is the original form of the number because it was actually 5296, and I guess a lot of turning around with the numbers I did, I turned the number around too much. So here, original 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry about that, but sometimes that's what happens when you're testing the numbers. When you're trying to twist the numbers around too as well. This is the original way you want to look. When you look up your number, you want to look at the number 2569 because the reason why, because you don't want to get lost or figure, getting your numbers right. You know what I'm saying? This is the reason why you do that. Okay, now we seen, like I said, we're still looking at this 2568. So in this paper, it was 5286 right here, right? 5286. And only thing you do with your number here is that it didn't come out straight. You just put a mark there. And then here, I just mark it as well, and then 20265 came out too. And so then what you do is you just put a mark there because it didn't come out straight. Okay, you have to dive right. You have to dive it right. Divide it right. You have to divide it right. Okay, you're right. So yeah, so I'm trying to make sure everything is correct. See, because simple fact, you don't want to be thrown off, right? But what I'm trying to say here, you want to turn your numbers around as well. Just the turnaround number 2569, because the reason why you want to turn the number like this is because when you go look for it, you don't want to get lost trying to find that number. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to go look for a number. So if you keep the original form like this, 5296, and you go look for the number, you're going to get lost. You might lose it a little bit right here. So I'm gonna pull the paper up a little bit higher so you can see it, right? You will get lost looking for the number like this when you go look for it. That's why it's better put it into form like this, 2569. So when you go look for it, you're going to find it faster. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only clarity I was doing when I put it in original form. Now, look at the numbers, right? This number actually, the 2568, when you look at it, it actually came in original form, right? 2568. It came out August 15, 2025, right? And when it came out, this is our numbers. Okay, when it came out, it came in original form, right? So sometimes the original form can actually be good, right? When you go and look for your number, and if you're going to play that number as well. So it's here 0265, almost the original form, right? But what they do, they switch the number around. They took the 5 from here, should have been right here, right? And they switched the 6 around, right? And this is also part of your 1256 number, right? Because when you go your number here, right here, right, 5206, right? This the number here is the same number here, right? But only different, they changed it around a little bit. 265. They did the first math and then they did the second math of the number, right? When they did it, right? And then here is another number, right? That they came out, right? So 5, it was 5, let's see, let me see. So two numbers came out 5826 came out February. This number here came out February 27th of 2026, right? So when that number came out February 27, 2026, right? What they did here is almost combined to the original number of the numbers, right? Because the original number here was 5269. So even there, you can just see that they would have twisted these numbers right here to almost a higher number, 5826. So they do a little cross merge. So what would this be? This would be our, instead of, this would have been 25, this would have been 2568, right? Instead, what happened? What happened? They went to the second number precincts, right? And they went to, instead of 2, they went to the 5. And then they went what? As they went to 5, they kept up to the higher number 8. And then they went to a lower number 2. And then they went to close to the higher number 6. So when they got this 5826 in February 27, 2026. So that's what they do here with the lottery. You know what I'm saying? They mix things up just to mess with your head. And sometimes you might understand that a little bit. And it's the same thing what you do with these numbers here, right here, man. You can mix them up a little bit. You don't have to leave them in standard mode, because sometimes you looking to win. But we always say the standard mode, like this number right here, it's going to come out, because they're not going to keep on not going to relate your number. So my standard here, man, was what I'm trying to preach right now is that you see this number came out twice, 2568, 5826. Do not count a mountain over a mole, right? You want to make sure that you get the same exact number together. You know what I'm saying? So if these numbers came out the last 2 times, August 15, 2025, right? And this number here came out February 27, 26. What number I'm going to stay on to play this year, right? Because it can be 2 of these numbers here. This haven't showed up this year. 0265, October 31st, 2025. It haven't even showed up yet, right? So what would be a good standard number would to bring up? I think it would be this number right here, 0265. You know why? It haven't showed up this year, right? And always it came into the second standard or number, right? Because this should have been 56, right? And they brought it 65. What would be your next standard number? Would it bring out? Would it bring my way a standard number that's the original stand way 5260? Or would they just take this number and go to the second precinct of 2650? It is frustrating sometimes to figure that out, but I always say they're going to get, if they didn't get one of these standard numbers here yet, they're going to get one of these standard numbers. So I would play this number 5260 because they haven't brought one out yet. They haven't brought this way of bringing the numbers out yet. Okay. And to be careful with this number, you could play 5260 and you can play 5206 to make sure if they did bring the number out 52, there's no way they could possibly beat you, right? There's no possibility that they can beat you with these numbers, right? So, like I say, my friends, I said, give me 20 minutes of my time, and I would give you the understanding of these numbers. And I'm staying true to my time limit, and also that I appreciate that you gave me the time to show you what I had to do. And once again, my friends, my name is Corey Lottery Man. Okay, my name is Corey. Okay, and yes, this video, this time limit, I just showed you what you had to do. And let's look at it one more time. All the numbers, right? So this number, I pretty soon said this is gonna be the number that come out. I stay true to my census. 5206 is a better number. yeah, reason I didn't so much choose this number again, because it's been already out a couple of times. So, all right, I'll see you later. Hope you win $2,600, my friends, and I'm out of here. Woo!